Ready to go with another big week championship wrestling, and son of a gun, we got that big tag team championship.
I want to tell you, Southern tag team belts are going to be on the line today. Before we get to the championship match, though, we got a couple of matches that you'll be interested in. We'll have the Dream Machine in here going against Rick Morton, and the Golden Boy, Chick Donovan, returns to the ring. He will be going against Handsome Jimmy Valiant. Then comes the Southern tag team title match, and in this one it'll be the Nightmare and Speed with Jimmy Hart against the Gibsons. We got a couple of standby matches and much more.
Well, I'll tell you that for a fact. We've got that big championship match when the Gibsons defend against two of the First Family in there with those Southern tag belts on the line, as Davey said. And in addition to that, Dave, I have some incredible action out of a most incredible match, and that was for the Mid-America Heavyweight Championship match. Steve Kern and Dutch Mantell. The folks who did not see it will get a chance to see part of it today. It's worth staying tuned for. All right, we're going to get ready. We got so much to do. We'll be back and ready to go in just a moment. We're going to be ready to go in just a moment or two with the Southern Tag title defense. Rick and Robert Gibson. Rick, just want to say this, that you've had the titles now a relatively short period of time, but son of a gun, you guys around the country have put them up and you've defended them. You still got them around your waist, and today it goes against the First Family.
That's right, Lance. I'd like to say Robert's not here today, and he's not here. We got a call last night in Holly Springs. My mother's sick. People next door called, so we got together and we thought, you know, one of us needed to go down, so Robert went ahead and left. You know, my mother's a deaf mute, and she lives by herself. So Robert went ahead and went, and I'm still waiting for a call from him. I'd like to say, though, we've had these belts, like you said, a short time. It took us a long time to get them.
Right.
So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and defend the belts today myself. I'll wrestle both of them. I'll put the belts on the line. They will be on the line. But I got to go out there for one thing, and that's for them to beat me. They're going to have to beat me. I don't have to beat them. So if I can just survive the match, I'll hold the titles, Lance.
I hate to see a situation like that where it is 2 against 1, but of course we've advertised it as a Southern tag match, and I think all of us hope that no bad news coming out of Robert's visit down to your mother in there.
Lord, I hope it isn't.
Wow, good luck to you today.
Thank you, Rick.
All right. So, kind of situation, Davey. He's going to go ahead and defend a situation where Rick has made the election that rather than doing any forfeiting in there, that we're going to have Rick Gibson, who is going to be trying to stall out the time, I guess is the only blunt way to put the thing, because they do have to beat him on the time limit. Okay, let's shift gears into another match. It was a highly entertaining match because I'll tell you, there were a lot of people that were interested in this one. Bill Dundee particularly, because Billy had put up his hair, which he's had a sad experience previously with. And this particular one, it was against the Heartbreakers. If he were able to beat the Heartbreakers in a handicap match, they were going to have to leave town. I want you to take a look at some of the highlights of this action. From outside of the ring, trips him up, and Dundee hits his head on the canvas. Referee Paul Morton telling Chick to sit down. They're taking advantage of the no disqualification situation, and Donovan slams him with a cane. 1. Jerks backward right off of the second rope by Cagle. Rocky S. takes a severe right hand from Dundee. 6 minutes into this wild affair as Dundee goes for the press. 2, 3, got him. The Heartbreakers lose. Chick Donovan coming after Dundee. It was Chick Donovan there at the end who had a lot at stake, as a matter of fact. Speaking of Chick Donovan, here comes the head of the First Family of Professional Wrestling, Jimmy Hart. Chick Donovan, we're going to get
Get
to
over
see
here,
back in
darling.
action today. Well, Jimmy, as we just witnessed there, a couple of members of the first family just bit the dust. The Heartbreakers are gone.
You are right, big boy, but let me tell you something right now. Jimmy Hart, you know, the first family is getting so popular all over the world. Guess who we called Jimmy Hart to come in here? And we have got him here today, live and in person and living color from Delray Beach, California. Mr. Stanley Lane, baby. Where do you see this man? He is
I know
beautiful.
Stan Lane.
Woo! Let me tell you something right now. You know, come on, I'll hold it down just for a second now. Come on when I'm trying to talk. I want to tell you something, baby. Dundee, you have been a pain in my you-know-what, brother.
Please.
You have got rid of the Heartbreakers. You have got rid of one of my nightmares, and you shaved Coco Ware's head. Now, Sweet Brown Sugar. But let me tell you something, buddy. No matter where we see you or what we're going to do, we're going to take care of you no matter what. You understand me? So from now on, you better get somebody besides that puny little Roy Rogers to ride around with you, brother, because whatever it takes, whatever we're going to do, it's going to be it, baby. You're the next one to get rid of. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
Now, a lot of people were looking forward. Oh,
that
shut up. Well, I'm answering what I want to answer. A lot of people were looking forward to me going ding on the head with my beautiful baby here. But you know what? I thought it over, and I said, wait just a minute. The man with a beautiful body, I can't do that to Super Chick. Because you know what Super Chick promised me? He said, you know, Jimmy, I love the first family, and I want to stay in the first family, and you're the greatest thing to ever happen to me. So because of that, I will get rid of handsome Jimmy Valiant for you today, brother. And that's exactly what he's going to do for me.
I'm going to give you Valiant. Here with that throwing it right on the platter,
Well,
baby.
just do it, baby. We ain't going to talk about it. So, Valiant, you are ready to leave, darling, right now. Come on, let's go, Chicky.
That comes up, well, if you will let me take a break, we will be back to you and get it in just a moment. We are going to take time out, and we'll be back with Golden Boy Chick Donovan and handsome Jimmy Valiant in action in just a moment. Action coming up Tuesday night, Louisville Gardens. By golly, I'll tell you what, it's going to be something else.
Just a minute.
No.
Stan Lane, Stan Lane, Stan Lane, Stan Lane, Stan Lane.
Referring to the newest member of the first family, Stan Lane, out of Delray Beach, Florida.
Thank you so much, sweetheart. You know, I called this man right over here, and I said, let me in that family. And here I am. The cards and letters have poured in. Telephone lines have been jammed 24 hours a day. All the women saying, bring him back. I went through some cowboy last week. I'm going to go through an Indian this week, and I'm going to look pretty doing it, brother.
He's in the right place, I'll tell you. Hey, I want to ask you about this six-man match. Do you realize that you, Brown Sugar, and the Dream are going to be going against Valiant, Lawler, and Dundee?
Let me ask you something. Why do those three want to continue to humiliate themselves each week by going out to that arena? Their bodies are probably in the worst conditions I've ever seen anybody in professional wrestling. Look at Sweet Brown Sugar. Look at Super Chick Donovan. Look at this man here, my Dream Machine, and of course Stan Lane, and my body, baby. Look at this. We are ready, right, Dreamy?
That's my town, Derby City, Louisville, Kentucky, baby. That's the Dream Machine's town. I run that town. All them people call me, say, Dream Machine, come on back up here and do away with all this garbage up there. But you know that's the way it is. Now, you out here making remarks, going on about the six-man tag, blah, blah, blah. Well, hey, they ought to have the advantage. We got a 157-pound manager on our side.
155.
Oh, excuse me, 155-pound manager, but they still can't beat us, right, Brown Sugar?
Right,
and when you introduce this man, call him Sweet Brown Sugar. Not just
Sweet Brown Sugar.
Right, somebody like think you're talking about K-Roll. Lawler,
That's right.
Dundee, get ready, boy, because you bring in handsome Jimmy. Bring him on down there because we're going to drop him just like we did y'all.
That's right. Lawler tried to use me. He wanted me to drive that big Lincoln, shine his shoes, tote his bags in. And Lawler, I saw my chance after you. And boy, hey, when I've been with Hart, that's the best thing happened to me in my whole life, Lance Russell. You ought to join the family.
When you people write cards and letters to us, it's H-A-R-T.
Roy Rogers better go. Your horse will go back the wrong way, baby.
One fall, 15-minute time limit match just about to get underway here. Hart and Chick Donovan have been up there in the ring for the entire time that we were away. Here it comes into the wrestling area right now, the handsome one, Jimmy Valiant.
Jimmy strolling in his street clothes.
Greeting the crowd. There he is. The boy from New York City. He's climbing up on the apron. I guess maybe he's going to wrestle that way today. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, that shows you what he thinks of your chick Donovan
He's
in
got
there.
the same outfit on he had last week. Don't he have any money to buy anything? Get him out here wrestling.
There is no rule that says he can't wrestle in his street clothes.
Oh,
in there.
there's no rule.
Well, the referee will take care of it. You just get up there.
here.
Will you get up there,
We'll have
Jimmy?
those clothes on when we get through with it.
Get out of here. Get up there.
All right, one fall, 15-minute time limit match. Introducing from Hollywood, California, 228 pounds with his manager Jimmy Hart, Golden Boy Chick Donovan. Going against him, 239 pounds from New York City, handsome Jimmy Valiant. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Handsome Jimmy. We're ready for it. Bell time, but we're off and running, David.
Chick Donovan taking absolutely the first opportunity to get out of the ring. Little conference with Jimmy Hart down in the corner. And Jimbo, handsome Jimmy from New York City, is up there waiting for him. Jimmy back onto the rope. Golden Boy with the knee to the midsection. Jimmy into the rope. Ducks under. Off the rope. And down to the mat goes Chick Donovan. Down to the mat, and he just kept rolling right on out of the ring. Jimmy Hart around there, and again. Little conference.
Yeah, you would pick some nitty little thing like the fist to complain about. Whoa, big backdrop, David.
Yes, sir. Mr. Donovan hits the mat. Hanson using the right hand. No fist there. That was upper arm, and the Golden Boy on the mat. Jimmy picked him up. Slammed that head into the top turnbuckle. Look out, Dream Machine. The Dream Machine jumped in there, grabbing Jimmy. That's going to be it officially for the match. Now Hart up in the ring.
Obviously, Hart and the Dream Machine trying to protect the first family's Chick Donovan as handsome Jimmy was starting to work on the Golden Boy. So here comes the Dream, and they'll lose it by disqualification.
Here comes Dundee and Rick Gibson.
How you like that?
Yeah, why can't you keep your men out of there? That's what I want to know, Hal.
Maybe next time he'll wear his
He just disqualified Donovan. I know it comes as a big surprise to you in there as you have somebody intervene on it. And handsome Jimmy Valiant's going to be the winner on it, Dave, by disqualification.
Minute 20 was the time on it. And Handsome had it together, and all of a sudden, there's the Dream Machine appearing.
Hanging away on him. We'll be back, and we got that Southern Tag Team Championship match coming up in just a moment.
Match coming up. Well, I'm not going to read your magazine. I'm going to try to introduce a match here, Jimmy. This is going to be one fall, 15-minute time limit on the match. Introducing, first of all, from parts unknown, 270 pounds with manager Jimmy Hart, the Dream Machine. And going against him from Nashville, Tennessee, 203 pounds, Rick Morton. Referee is Jerry Calhoun. It's a one fall, 15-minute time limit match.
Considerable amount of weight, but that isn't the first time, and the Dream snaps him off. He kicks the Dream back over, almost had him in a head scissors. The Dream kicks out of that particular one. Dream Machine. Back and Rick Morton back up. What?
You know, he's lost a lot of daddy victory, and you know that?
Will you get out of here? Jimmy Hart making comments pertaining to... Ricky. Too over anxious, Dave.
Missed it bad. Missed the drop kick.
The Dream, big whip. Morton goes into it. Backdrop, and Ricky down as the Dream Machine misses an elbow. Morton a little bit too quick for him. Nice knee lift. Took him right up. Banged him down hard. It's hard.
Non-stop.
And gets under your nerves. Referee Jerry Calhoun trying to get Hart to come sit down in his chair as the Dream Machine takes the shot to the midsection again, and Rick Morton staying right with him. Rick Morton, who has in his own right put on some weight and looking very, very good, still retaining a lot of that speed that he has. That's a very important aspect of it. Referee warning the Dream about going with a shot to the throat. Whoa! There comes Handsome Jimmy.
Going to end that one by disqualification, too. Jimmy just getting even.
Yeah, I guess.
You weren't worried about that a little while ago.
Turnabout's fair play, I guess. Disqualification on Rick Morton because of the intervention of Handsome Jimmy. And while Jimmy won the first match of the day on that disqualification, the Dream wins this one on a disqualification. But I'm sure he feels a whale of a lot better and a little bit closer to being even with the Dream Machine after the earlier action in there, Davey.
No doubt about it. The time on that one was 2 minutes, 5 seconds when Jimmy in the chair hit the ring.
Okay, we got more of it. The Southern Tag Team Championship match will be to in just a moment. Back into Channel 3's Championship Wrestling here in just a moment. A little earlier, we gave you just a glimmer of some of the action coming up Tuesday night right there in the Louisville Gardens. And my friend, let me give you the entire card. It just makes it that much more juicy. Roy Rogers, Golden Boy, Chick Donovan going to be tying it up when the bell sounds in the opening match. Then you'll have your chance to see Stan Lane going against Chief Thundercloud. A Southern Tag Team title match. It'll have the First Family's Nightmare and Speed with Hart at ringside, going against Rick and Robert Gibson. And then a Mid-America title match, something you got to see. Steve Kern defends that big title against a very determined Dutch Mantell out of Oil Trough, Texas. But that's not all of it, my friend. The last one, a six-man tag match. It's going to have the Dream, Sweet Brown Sugar, Jimmy Hart, facing Jerry the King Lawler, Bill Superstar Dundee, and Handsome Jimmy Valiant. All of this one night, one ring, right there in the Louisville Gardens. You be there.
Tag team title match, and it is going to end up being a handicap match here, as we've already heard from Rick Gibson. His brother Robert is not here. So Rick has said he will defend the belt himself against the Nightmare and Speed.
Look at him, the all-American hero, red, white, and blue. What a trooper he is. What a true spirit. Did he say that his mother was deaf and mute, right?
He did.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do for him, because you'll never be able to talk to him again, you punk. Because I'll tell you what, boys, hey, I want you to break his fingers where he can't talk to his mother. You understand me? Rip that tongue out. We're going to fix it where he can't talk to that old bag anymore.
Jimmy,
look at him, man.
Get up,
what do you want, Lance? Oh,
go get in the corner.
Make me go.
All right, I'll get the referee out of here. He'll make you go. Get him over there, will you? No, you can't. You better eat it.
We'll stay right there. This is a championship match. Southern Tag titles on the line. Come on, Jimmy. All right, challenging for the belt, the total weight of 418 pounds, with Jimmy Hart, their manager, the Nightmare and Speed. And defending the Southern Tag Championship belt by himself at 229 pounds, Rick Gibson. This match will be one fall, 60-minute time limit. One fall, a 60-minute time limit. If the match is still continuing when we have to leave the air, we'll continue taping and show you the result of it next week. But 1 hour The overall time limit on this one fall championship match, Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Distinctly a possibility, too, Dave, because Rick Gibson made no bones about it due to the unfortunate situation that required Robert to be back home.
The hair, just right there, Dave. Yeah, you just saw that. Did you tell the people?
It didn't look like hair to me.
You wake up, man. I'm going to give you some no-dos. Wake up and do something.
Will you please go sit down, Jimmy, and leave us alone over here? Rick has already made the comment that all he has to do is last out the time. He does not have to beat the Nightmare in
exactly
speed.
What he's going to try to do, man.
Yeah, he didn't make any bones
he's
about it.
Not a real
Certainly, he's forced into a match where he can't have his brother here. His brother has to be out of town, and you know the reason why.
Tom, look at it right there, baby.
Well, he looked pretty much like it right at that.
Come on. You can get him.
The Nightmare in with Rick Gibson right now. Rick, a really fine athlete, takes it. He didn't pull a mask. He grabbed him and took him over with the arm. Nightmare banged down as Rick Gibson hanging in there tough with him, too. Of course, this is in the early stages of the match. And, of course, the advantage is going to be with the team of the Nightmare and Speed, as they will be able to tag in and out. Rick is going to have to stay in there the entire time.
There you go, baby. Take your time. Just take your time. You know, we're going to work on this for about 58 minutes, and we're going to take the belt. Come on, baby. That's all right. Take your time. Looking good.
He was forced into a decision of either to forfeit the belt or go in there by himself, and Rick had no intention of forfeiting something that had taken him that long to get.
Ponytail. Come on, man. Let's go. You got him.
Rick Gibson
Look, he's scared to death.
facing
Look
the
at him.
Nightmare.
Scared to death.
Boy, Jimmy, I could do without you talking in my ear all
Well, I
day
want you
long,
to take
I'll
about
tell
a 5-month vacation around here and lighten it be a lot better.
Yeah, you may be taking a vacation longer than that, too. Rick puts the shoulder in, takes the Nightmare down. Beauty. Nailed him on a reversal. Beautiful. Look at that hip toss. Picks him up. Body slam on the Nightmare. Takes speed and puts him down. Boy's not doing too well.
Come on.
Speed out of the ring. The Nightmare. Oh, Ricky missed the drop kick. Bad news. He had fired him in, but the Nightmare did have presence of mind enough in order to grab the rope, and Rick missed it. Speed hanging him as the referee trying to get Hart in his chair, which will be the first time in this match. And something up in the headgear.
Yes, yeah.
Nightmare laid the head to him, knocked him down.
In my entire life in professional wrestling.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you one thing. You guys could use a little rules ethic. It's Rick Gibson down on the floor. He had something in his mask, Jimmy. I'm not blind.
Come on, baby. That's it. Come on.
Rick Gibson climbing back up into the ring. And the Nightmare coming after him.
You got him, baby. Come on.
It's bad enough that it's 2-on-1, but they had to pull something like that. Rick,
Break his fingers. I want a finger. Come on. Yeah,
where he was butted with something in the mask of the Nightmare. He's bleeding profusely.
Look at him. Look at him. Boy, he is so...
Speed takes over.
American hero. Look at him.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Stay on him, baby. Stay on him.
Gibson whipped into the ropes, backdrop, and he's down in the center of the ring. Rick Gibson in real trouble, all brought about by the Nightmare in that headbutt, but which we think there distinctly was something in the mask.
Halfway champion. Come on, you got him. Come on.
Referee Jerry Calhoun telling him to get out of the hair. Rick takes the elbow down. Oh, they busted his eye open, but good. Speed and the Nightmare taking turns, banging away on Rick. At Speed again, hammering away. As the referee saying open the fist up. Talking about fist a little bit earlier. Rick Gibson trying to fight his way back. Uh-oh. He nailed the referee. Referee referee Jerry Calhoun knocked down, and that... Get away from there, Jimmy! Get out of here! The referee calls for it, and I'll tell you one thing, Dave. Gibson, I can only say that he did what he had to do. And there goes Rick, thrown right over the top rope. He's down on the floor, hit it hard. It's going to be a disqualification. Oh, referee Jerry Calhoun nailed Jimmy Hart. Hart came in there trying to abuse the referee. He did what he had to do. Their pile driver, Nightmare at Speed, put referee Calhoun down. Jimmy Hart, of course, taking advantage after somebody else hurt the referee, as he always does. I'll tell you what, even though it's after the match, if I had anything to do with it, he'd get a fine and a suspension. Here comes promoter Eddie Marlin. Robert Gibson covered with blood. Rick Gibson out here. Here comes Dundee. Here comes Steve Kern, Roy Rogers, and there go the Nightmare and Speed out of here along with Hart. And real cheap shot on referee Jerry Calhoun.
No doubt about it.
Officially, Dave, let's recap now on what happened officially.
All right, officially, when Rick hit the referee, he was disqualified by referee Jerry Calhoun. So Rick is going to lose the match by disqualification, but the Gibsons are going to retain the Southern tag belts because the belts cannot change hands on the disqualification.
Yeah,
so the Gibsons keep them.
Jimmy Hart probably was right, as he officially said that Rick did it on purpose, and
good belt.
You still keep the belts, you betcha. Rick Gibson being held back to the dressing room. Boy, he is a mess. But the problem there was he had no other alternative. He's in there by himself, and he ends up in a situation where he had to take that way out. So officially, the Gibsons retain the belts on a disqualification, although that Rick ends up losing the match. And Jimmy Hart and Speed and the Nightmare maybe have more than just a talking to coming out of promoter Eddie Marlin after they jumped the referee after the match was over with, unfortunately. There wouldn't be any doubt about it if it happened during the match. Okay, by golly, I'll tell you what. We said championship wrestling, and we got championship wrestling. Davey, we had the opportunity to see a match between the Mid-America heavyweight champion Steve Kern and challenger Dutch Mantell. Now, there's no question about it that both of these guys are great athletes. The entire match was too long, as a matter of fact. The whole thing went 20 minutes and 35 seconds, and there's too much of it for us to be able to show the entire thing. But I do want to say that these guys started out in a classic great wrestling match. Neither one given a thing. Both of them really going at each other in such great fashion. Unfortunately, as will sometimes happen, the tempers get flaring a little bit because this is a rough business, and there was no exception in the Kern-Mantell situation. Let's take a look now as we join the match already in progress. And they're back on their feet. Oh, boy. They still got 45 minutes to go. I'll guarantee you, there is no way in the world at this point it's going to go 45 more minutes. Somebody is going to totally lose it out, and the referee is in no mood to put up with any foolishness. Oh, he fooled him. He thought he was going for a front face lock. Dropped it and nailed him again. Staggers Kern. Center of the ring, Mantell takes one himself. Kern comes back. Dutch takes him over the shoulder. Reverse face lock on him. He's got it up on the chin as he chin locks him, shortens it up. And I've told you, either one of them capable of doing whatever is necessary. They don't make it a practice. But that doesn't mean that they can't. And I'm afraid the tempers are getting away. Sunset flip. Kern holds, but he can't get him but one. Look at Dutch. He missed the drop kick. Kern back. On on his back. Mantell drops in with a lower leg. Looked like it may have been a knee. The referee didn't call him for it, though. And the referee now warns him to watch the knee and make sure it's the lower leg. He dropped that time. Moore with a lower leg. He goes for a cover. Kern doesn't even get a 1 count. We're coming up at the 18-minute mark. Mantell slams him down on the canvas. The Dutchman drops with the elbow, perfectly legal. Didn't get him with the elbow point, the upper arm, and Kern now hurt. Steve, with a tremendous physical condition, has such great control on the mat. You see it, boy. He takes a lot of pinning to get this man down. Kern's mouth may be bleeding, as Mantell could have racked him with those elbows. Mantell buries a head at him, puts him down, gets a 1 count. Referee Thomas Marlin watching just as close as you can possibly watch a match. He sees Mantell getting a little close to those old Mantell ways. Steve Kern caught by Mantell. He's trying to get that sleeper solid on the side of the neck, but I don't believe Kern is going to let him stay with it. Kern rams him into the turnbuckle, almost took the ring down, and look at Mantell. Plants a knee and again lifts him. Mantell at this point reversed. He goes behind on an abdominal stretch. Kern can't get his foot all the way around. Mantell won't give it yet. Kern has his shoulder bent up. Steve Kern hooks his hands to put more pressure. Mantell trying to slide out of it. He will not give it up as the referee. Steve can't make it go. Mantell pushes him to the rope, and that's going to get a break. Whoa. Steve Kern on a beautiful abdominal stretch, but Mantell, smart move, dropped as low as he could, and now they start, uh-oh. The skins are popping as they're getting hot. Look at Kern, grabs him by the hair. Referee Thomas Marlin trying to get in between them at the 20-minute mark. 40 minutes to go. Mantell and Kern. Marlin back up. They are swinging, banging at each other. Thomas Marlin trying to fight his way in between. The tempers have flipped. Forget it. Marlin thrown out of there. That could be. He's stopping it. We're going to have to find out what it is. Is he disqualifying Kern or Mantell? Or is he stopping the match? Mantell and Kern, the crowd hot because he stopped it. Dundee, the Gibsons, and Steve and Dutch. Well, you say, boy, it's a shame these two guys let it get away like that, but man, with intensity like that, with Dundee talking to Kern. The referee stops the match at 20 minutes and 35 seconds. Dutch Mantell feels cheated. He goes back after Kern. Mantell is saying, Gibson, well, I won't repeat what he was saying. He thought he had Kern, and he was close. Oh, boy, was he close to having that title. And Steve Kern pulled away by the referee and Bill Dundee, and Gibson's trying, and there goes Kern. I told you, he doesn't take anything from anybody. Mantell and Kern starting to brawl. Mantell won't let him go, and Kern doesn't want to let go. Here comes Dutch again. Eddie Marlin going up. Dad, well, he's going to have a hard time getting the attention of either one of these guys. Dundee and the Gibsons can't get them apart. Dutch right back in. Robert Gibson got him back a little way. Now they're down on the mat in there with Dundee and the Gibsons. Thomas Marlin Here comes Eddie Gilbert and Rick Morton. And the crowd a little irritated because they wanted to see him go at it. But, well, a great wrestling match, no doubt. They let the tempers go, and now they really are just muscling them apart. But it was stopped at 20 minutes and 35 seconds. The Gibsons and Eddie Marlin trying to pull Kern away, and Dundee gets Mantell out. I'll tell you, neither one of these guys, they wouldn't back up from a fleet of grizzly bears. Kern gets the title back, and that just makes Mantell that much hotter. Yeah, I know we've had a lot of conversation since that particular bout. A lot of folks irritated about it being stopped, but it had to be stopped. Referee Thomas Marlin, assigned to that match, did exactly the right thing. Just a super confrontation against by two intense athletes. And if you weren't there, I'm just sorry. It was a super bout, and unfortunately, it did end up with the tempers getting a little short. Neither one of them have been known for the longest fuses in the world. But a great match. Kern retained his Mid-America Heavyweight Championship. Dutch Mantell still convinced that he had him beat, and that's the way it will remain. We'll take time out, and we'll be back in just a moment.
I told you at the beginning we had some standby matches if we had time after the Southern Tag match, and we do have some time. I'm glad we got to this one. A tag team match coming up here. A look at a new member of the First Family coming in, and also a relatively new member of the First Family. Talking about Sweet Brown Sugar there, formerly Coco Ware. Eddie going to referee?
Take your tie off.
Yeah. Okay.
Promoter Eddie Marlin will be refereeing Jerry Calhoun.
Victim of the pile driver by Nightmare and Speed, and at the end of that championship match. All right, let's do official introductions here. One fall, 15-minute time limit match. Introducing on the left of your screen, total weight 424, with their manager Jimmy Hart from Union City, Tennessee, Sweet Brown Sugar, and from Delray Beach, Florida, Stan Lane. Going against him, total of 431 pounds, from Nashville, Tennessee, Roy Rogers. And from Australia, the superstar Bill Dundee. Referee is going to be Eddie Marlin for this match.
Okay, Stan Lane pulling off his robe. Now, let me tell you, Dave, well, we'll get into that. You're already in trouble. You better go sit down because the way you jumped Jerry Calhoun out there. Sit down, Hart. Eddie Marlin will be doing the refereeing in there. Jimmy Hart coming up, and a little confrontation between Bill Dundee and Stan Lane. They are not strangers, by the way, Dave. We don't have a chance to go into the whole history. But let me tell you, this guy, Stan Lane, is some kind of wrestling competitor, and here we go. We can get a chance to see him in action right now.
Lane from Delray Beach. As Dundee back on the ropes, the referee, Eddie Marlin, right there. Calls for the break. Back to center ring. Jimmy Hart yelling and screaming still about Eddie being the referee, when Hart himself was the one responsible for Jerry Calhoun not being able to referee the match. Anyway, back to the action. Tag made by Dundee. Here's Roy Rogers. Stan Lane, nice takedown, cut his feet out from under it. But Roy Rogers grabs the arm, hammers it up behind him. Roy makes the tag, and the superstar back into action. Lane over to the corner. He makes the tag on Sweet Brown Sugar. Behind, Bill Dundee put him on the mat, and Brown Sugar heads for the rope. He was holding on tight, waiting for the referee to tell Bill to back up. A headlock by Brown Sugar. Dundee lets him go by. Rolls him down with the arm. Jimmy, how can he pull his hair? He doesn't have any hair. Jimmy Hart. My goodness gracious. Cocoa Ware, Sweet Brown Sugar. That is 10 days in a match. Here's Roy Rogers, and Brown Sugar over to the corner, makes the tag on Stan Lane. Rogers reverses, wraps up the left arm. Little half twist on it. We're about 2.5 minutes into the action. 2.5 gone. Coming up on the 3-minute mark very quickly. Stan Lane with Roy Rogers back on the rope. Oh. Head second. Off the rope. Down to 1 by referee Eddie Marlin. Stan Lane broke the cover, but the shoulders were down. Oh, Lane rammed Roy Rogers' head into the turnbuckle. Roy is able to get the tag on Bill Dundee. The superstar dives. Stan Lane on the mat. Billy trying to roll him over into a Boston Crab. He's done it. But Lane able to grab the bottom rope. So Billy has to give up the hold. Bill Dundee. 4 minutes gone now. 4 minutes into a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. Stan Lane gets the tag. Sweet Brown Sugar, formerly Cocoa Ware. He whips Dundee into the rope. Billy hung on, got him with a foot. Dundee nails him with a right hand, backs into the corner. Whip across the ring. Brown Sugar back to his corner. He did not go for the tag, did not tag Stan Lane. He nails Dundee right hand. And again, 5 minutes gone. 5 minutes into the match. Lane using those feet, using them well. Slams Dundee's head into the knee. Placed by Sweet Brown Sugar. That's a cover by Lane. 1. Down to 1's all he gets. Double team. Brown Sugar. Neil Dundee. Whips him into the rope. Back drops him. Drops with the right hand. Dundee had rolled out of the way. On his feet. Bill Dundee working on Sweet Brown Sugar. Makes the tag. Here's Roy Rogers. Brown Sugar able to get the tag on Stan Lane. It's Rogers. Stan Lane. 6 minutes gone.
Boy, looks like he's all dressed up with nowhere to go. Look at that.
Another sterling comment by Jimmy Hart. Referee trying to get Hart to sit down in that chair and stay there where he belongs. Roy Rogers wrapping up that left arm. Boy, he's really got it twisted. Lane, again, using the leg. Sweet Brown Sugar holding Roy Rogers back in the corner. The referee calls for the break. Lane grabs Rogers. 7 minutes gone. Tag made by Stan Lane. Here comes Sweet Brown Sugar. Rogers fighting back. He's stunned him in and heads for the corner, and here comes Dundee. Dundee working on him. He turned and he was near Roy Rogers. Rogers grabbed him. He nailed him too. Sweet Brown Sugar hits the mat. Dundee puts it into the rope. Abdominal stretch. Dundee's got it. Hart. Dundee with the cane. And Dundee exploded after a Hart. Eddie Marlin down here trying to get them separated. Bell sound. Dundee headed back to the ring. Rogers, Dundee are going to be the winners.
Eddie Marlin putting a disqualification on.
All right, two of them on the double team in there. So the referee disqualifies the team of Jimmy Hart, Sweet Brown Sugar, and Stan Lane. Dundee and Roy Rogers get the win, and Dundee's got somewhat of a moral victory, too, as he was able to run Hart out of here. The time on it, 8:08.
We had a hard time getting rid of him today, but I believe we just did right then and there.
Right.
Dundee found out the answer to it. Just wrap him upside the mouth one time. I see part of his shirt over here, his chain down here in front of us. Billy had all he wanted to out of the snake, as Handsome Jimmy calls him. And he just got out and had a piece of him right here.
Well, Hart hit him on the boot, caught him on the ankle with that cane, and boy, he just boom right out of the ring after Hart.
Woo! Man, some kind of brawling go in there, but the end result is that Eddie Marlin, who was filling in for referee Jerry Calhoun, who got hurt as a result of Jimmy Hart, the Nightmare, and Speed a little bit earlier in there. Eddie took over as referee in there. Did a doggone good job.
Well, he sure did.
That's for a fact in there. So, coming out victorious, Roy Rogers and the superstar Bill Dundee. And the disqualification will stand on it as Stan Lane and Sweet Brown Sugar will go down to defeat by that disqualification route. We are going to take time out, check our time, and see what we've got left. And we're going to be back with more action in just a moment. Action Tuesday night right there in the Louisville Gardens. And by golly, it's going to be great, including a Southern Tag Team title match, a Mid-America heavyweight title match, Steve Kern and Dutch Mantell. Then a six-man main event. It's going to be Jerry the King Lawler, the superstar, Bill Dundee, Handsome Jimmy going against the Dream and Sweet Brown Sugar, and Jimmy Hart, the third man on that side of the ring.
You know, Lance, neither Jerry Lawler nor the superstars, what would you say? We're man enough to admit we made a mistake, and we did make a mistake, because two guys, even if he's a little fella, you can't beat the third guy. Every time the King got hold of Jimmy Hart, one of them other goons would come and pull him off. Every time I got hold of him, somebody beat your back. So what did we do? We made a little telephone call, and we called Handsome Jimmy Valiant, brother, because when you're going to fight fire with fire, that's what you do. You get the biggest, baddest fire you know, and that's the biggest, baddest guy. When you're all the way from New York City, brother, he's going to be on that big bird, and he's going to fly into Louisville, and all hell's going to break loose. folks. He's standing right over there. I'm going to ask him real nice to come on in. If it takes a chair or a chain, this guy knows how to use them, and we're going to beat him.
We've seen him use them all. Handsome Jimmy going to be right in there with Lawler and Dundee.
Ooh, Lexi, can you just understand one thing, people? Just look at one side of the ring. You got the 3 biggest box office attractions in the world today, baby. You got Superstar Billy. Yeah, he's something else, brother. You got Kingfish Jerry Lawler. He's out of sight. And you got your truly handsome Jimmy. Look out, Snake. I'm getting sick and tired of your first family. Look out, Dreamer. You're going to be dreaming for a long time. And Coco, well, it's all over, baby, but the shouting. It's going to be 6, Jack. You know, 66. I just came up Route 66. I traded 66 gas station, brother. I love 6. 6. I got 6 old ladies. I got 6 Doberman pictures, baby. I got 6 babies by each old lady. 6. I love 6. Whoever I'm coming at you.
You hear it from Handsome Jimmy, the boy from New York, along with the Superstar and the King, going against the Dream. Sweet Brown Sugar and Jimmy Hart. That ought to be something to see, all of it, right there inside of Louisville Gardens.
Winners of the matches on Championship Wrestling today. Handsome Jimmy Valiant, Dream Machine won his match. Nightmare and Speed won over Rick Gibson by disqualification, but the Gibsons keep the belts. It was Bill Dundee and Roy Rogers over Sweet Brown Sugar, and Stan Lane also by disqualification.
In addition to all of that, we just flat ran out of time. That's about the best I can say of it. But by golly, I'll tell you one thing for a fact. Next week, right back again with Championship Wrestling. And an unusual championship match today because it was really turned out to be a handicap match, but exciting it was. For Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.